Welcome back to the Homeschool Breakroom. Welcome to those who are joining me live and to those who are joining me on the replay. Before we get started with today's topic, I'd love to know, when is your first day of school? And if you've already had it, like we have, I'd love to know how your year is going. Is it off to a strong start, or is it like all of 2020 and it's off to a bit of a rocky start? For us, it's, year 12. It's definitely a little bit rocky, but I also feel like it's just normal. Like, beginning of the year is always a lot of trying to figure out how the schedule actually matches up to reality, what I'm scheduling too heavily, what I'm scheduling not enough, that sort of thing. We've also made some changes with our scheduling this year. We've got some different outside commitments, which has changed things. We're starting our school year earlier this year. And we're starting with some together work, which is a new thing for us. I'm doing kind of a modified morning basket. It's very low key. Doesn't have I see some morning baskets that have a dozen different parts to it and stuff. It's nothing like that. And so I think doing that is helping, pardon me, is helping to make an earlier start smoother, because we're not just jumping straight into here, go do your math type of thing. The morning basket we're using, and I'll try to do a little video on it or share some pictures. I'm doing an Ellis Island themed one, thinking that it's just a good time of year to do it and to be reminded of earlier days in the country and whatever. Welcome those who are joining. I was just talking about the morning basket that we're doing. Anyway, it's, like I said, it's a Ellis Island theme, and it was inspired by the David Macaulay book, Crossing with Time? I don't remember what it's called, about steamships. And so I just kind of did from there, and we added it. I found some oral histories of people who arrived via Ellis Island, talking about different things like trying new foods, for example, that kind of thing. I've got some music. We're having fun with it. It's been a good way to kind of start our day. And then we're also reading The One and Only Bob, which is the sequel to The One and Only Ivan. We want to watch The One and Only Bob next week, maybe this weekend if we can get the book read in time. We're really excited to watch the movie. My middle kiddo is always nervous to watch movies after he reads a book because, his first experience really doing that was he read the original 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and he watched the Disney version of it, which was made in 1963. And so, as you can imagine, the two don't match up very well. So he's been a little nervous to watch The One and Only Ivan, but I think it'll be good. The reviews sound good so far. So with that said, today I thought we would just talk about some online resources. My main video that went up today, which I think I'm going to change what day my weekly videos go up. I think they may move to Tuesdays. But anyway, the video that went up today was about, I shared some online classes that are more unique and not just like Spanish 1 or Algebra 1, not those kind of classes. So with that, I thought we'd chat about some online resources that you may not have come across before. And so one of them is Google 3D Animal. I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, and I tried to get a video up, but that didn't happen. But so when you search on Google, um, like if you put in, for example, shark, they have it's basically like an AR sticker. So it will show up in your room or wherever you are. For example, I was doing this outside. I was waiting for my kids today, and this is where the shark ended up. It's a really neat little feature because it's an AR sticker, like it's 3D, so you can go around the animal and see how it looks. They have it for, I think it's like a list of like 30 animals, including like shark, lion, giraffe, penguins. There's a couple of different fish in there. Anyway, actual educational value? But is it fun? Yes. And would it be a fun resource to add on to like a zoology unit or something? Yeah, it's pretty cool when you see a big shark staring out your car window at you. But I will try and put that little video to show how it works up over on Facebook. I just didn't get it done before today. Wednesdays are proving to be a busy day for us. It's the only day of the week that we don't have any interruptions during our morning. So Wednesdays are crazy. Anyway, that's that one. Another one is the Moving Beyond the Page online spelling program. If you have a kiddo who needs a mastery-based approach to spelling, I would definitely check this out. For one, it's really inexpensive. It's $25 for a family membership for a year. So you can have multiple kids on it. And yeah, it's mastery-based. So how we do it is that on Mondays, I have my boys take a spelling test, kind of like a pre-test type of thing. But they take one of the quizzes. There are, I think, about 10 or 12 words that they get in each one. And if they miss the word, they'll get it again during that lesson or during that quiz. And if they don't miss it, sometimes they'll put a second time on there. Sometimes they'll just count it as one. Once your student has mastered that spelling word, you're really not going to see it again. You'll get it for review occasionally, but they've mastered it. Why have them keep practicing it? With a regular spelling program, you may have your set of words for the week, and then every day you're working with those same words. Well, if you've already mastered it, move on and let your brain learn some new ones. So that's what we do on day one. Then I look at their scores and see what words they've missed. It will tell you like how many times they've gotten it correct out of how many times they've attempted it. So it's really easy to see if if they've seen it twice and they've gotten it once. Well, maybe it's a word that they just mistyped, for example. But if they've seen it 12 times and they've only gotten it right 2 times, then you know that's a word that they need to practice. So then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I take those words and have my boys write them. And then on Friday, they take another quiz. And each subsequent quiz will pull the words from that they've been missing and incorporate it in there. So there's a little bit spiral in that they occasionally get those words for review, but it's really just mastery based on getting those words down that they keep missing. I really think it's a great program. My boys have definitely gotten better in it. Like they'll give you the word and then a sentence, someone will read it. You can have it pop up again or repeat it if you wanted to. I think it's a great one. It's a great option for just like a get it done spelling that is not workbook based, which for my middle kiddo is much better. He's better able to make the words work to spell the words correctly if he's not handwriting them out. So moving beyond the page spelling, $25 a year. I will have a link down there after this video processes. It takes a little bit after the live ends, but I'll put it in there, and it is a referral link. So if you purchase through it, I do get a small commission. But yeah, I think it's a great program. We have considered using some of the other moving beyond the page stuff, like their unit studies, but I just can't decide about them. If anyone has used them and has any thoughts about them, I'd love to know. When I looked at it, it felt like a lot of busy work, and I hate busy work. So do my boys. So if anyone's used it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Another online resource. Welcome to those who've joined. Today we're talking just about some random online resources to kind of go along with my video that went up today, which was about online classes that are not just like the boring world geography or I don't know, 7th grade math or whatever. Kind of some unique offerings. So go check that out after the video. But anyway, another online resource for you would be over on Twitter, which I know a lot of people have their feelings about Twitter, but there are some great educational Twitter accounts. And one of them is called, I don't even know what it's called actually. Now I'll look it up. But it's tweeting World War II as if it's happening now. Kind of, I don't want to use the word real time because it's not real time, but it's as if it is. So things that are happening on different days for events that like they know a time for, it's tweeting like in what those times would be. It's really well done. Of course, I'm going to find it. I'm looking. But it's just really interesting. I have learned so much, and they cover the different battlefronts. So it's not all just like the European battlefront. And they include pictures. It is quotes from people. It is really, there it is. Okay, it's called Live Tweets. Well, it's up there up to 1942. That name changes because, as in their cycle as they're going along. So yeah, it's like, it is really a neat account to follow. So if you are doing modern history, I would definitely check that out. Obviously, with the length of World War II, you're not going to be able to follow all of it or to get it all during your time, unless you're doing a really long study of World War II. But I just think it's a fun account to follow and really interesting. I don't share. We don't look at it every day with my boys, but we'll pull it out now and then, and they have a great time seeing what's going on. And the way it's being reported, you can kind of follow the connection, like how one thing leads to another type of thing. Make connections that you may not necessarily make when you're studying it from a book type of thing. Let me look at my list. If you have a favorite online resource, by the way, drop it in the comments, and I would love to share what it is. So let's see. We did the 3D animals and the online spelling from Moving Beyond the Page. What's that name of that one again? Live Tweets from 1942, treating real-time World War II is the user account. And again, I will link I'll have all the links down there when it processes. Another one, if you are looking to add for foreign languages this year, there obviously you can do like an actual curriculum, book curriculum based, and then they have like the group classes on websites, Well Trained Mind Academy, Potter School, etc. But another option is doing them one-on-one live. And there's a couple of different ways. Like you can use this as your main curriculum if you wanted, or you can do it as supplemental. So Homeschool Spanish Academy is one of the oldest homeschool ones that I am aware of. And you meet one-on-one over Google Hangouts, I think is what it is. And they're actually set in Guatemala, I believe. And you're doing one-on-one live classes with native Spanish speakers. And with that one, you can choose how much immersion you want in the program. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you can tell the teachers how much Spanish you want them to teach or to speak in versus their English. It's a well-done program. It was not a great fit for my daughter, but the program itself is solid. They have homework that your student will complete between classes. They'll do quizzes periodically, etc. It's broken down by semesters. I think it's a great program if you're looking for something like that for Spanish. There's also one that's called Panda Tree, so Homeschool Spanish Academy, they started, I believe, in 4th grade, but it's definitely a more serious one. Panda Tree is a little more fun, I guess is the word you would use. And if they're not wanting something like Spanish, my son has been taking classes with Lingobus for about 1.5 years now to learn Chinese, and he absolutely loves it. He takes classes once or twice a week, depending on the week, and then we have different things to do in between it. However, there's not printed curriculum to do in between times, and you kind of have to figure out your own supplements to go with it. But it is absolutely, that's where the bulk of his learning from Chinese has come, and he knows so much. It's amazing to me how much he's learned from it. He absolutely loves it. And I will have links again for those places down there. The Lingobus one is a referral. If you can get a free trial class, and then if you buy through that link, you'll get some free classes, and so will I. So just so you're aware. But I think it's a great way. It's amazing to me how much kids really will learn through immersion. Speaking in with like Lingobus and Panda Tree, I believe both of them are total immersion. And it's just amazing when he picks up on to me. Like, I just saw someone come into the door. I may have to give him a moment, just a sec. My boys hurt. They wanting to go outside and play for a bit. So I'm sorry, real life here. Hey, Matthew.
Yeah.
Pardon me. You can go out if you want. We're going to have to leave in about, in a bit for church.
Okay.
So I'll come down there and pick you up on my way. Real life. So the dog thinks she's guarding. Anyway, I apologize. So let's see. Those are kind of the main ones that I want. Come on. The ones I wanted to talk about today. So if you have any other ones, I'd love for you to leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, the links for these will be, I'll put them down there when this processes. And I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me.